Okay, live. Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Whether you're joining me live, as you're joining me live, come on in and say hi. Let me know where it is that you're watching from. My name's Dion. I can see you joining the room, so just come on in, say hi in the chat so I can see you. Let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. So I'm broadcasting in two places right now, which is really a stretch for me, a huge technophobe. So I am broadcasting on YouTube. So if you're watching, I can see that people are joining on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, just give me a thumbs up in the chat. Let me know that you're here, that you can see me, that you can hear me loud and clear. And also on Facebook in my group. So I can see that you're joining in Facebook too. If you can see me and hear me loud and clear, then please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're watching. Let me know that you are with me live. Let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Dion Johnson, also known as the Womanologist. I am the author of this book. I don't know if you can see it on both channels, but Influential Woman is my book. It was released in November, and even today I read an amazing review of it on Amazon. My breath was taken away. It's no secret that I struggled to write this book, and so when people love it, when people are really benefiting from it, when we're really getting good things from it, it makes my day. So please check the book out if you haven't already, and if you have, then please leave a review. So yeah, I'm an author of this book, and I'm also a strategic ally to women in powers of position. My work is really about helping women in powers of position to show up powerfully and confidently and influentially in their roles, so that they can really reclaim their authority, they can be seen as credible in their area of expertise, and they can lead important change that really matters. So this work is really important to me. You're important to me, that you're here watching. I really honor your time. I know that we spend our days right now in front of the screen. So I don't take it lightly that you're here with me tonight in front of the screen again. Boris said that, Boris, our Prime Minister here in the UK, said that, we're on the home stretch and that we will be allowed to meet in person soon, however long that will be. But the end is nigh, they say. And so I'm really looking forward to being able to gather us in person, in real time, in real space. I want to be able to see your face. I want to be able to give you real hugs. But for now, I just so appreciate that you are giving me this time to come and sit in front of your screen yet again. I really encourage you to use the chat. Let me know that you can. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're hearing. Let me know if you agree or disagree with what I'm saying. I'm really grateful that you're here, and I want it to be an interactive affair. So thank you so much for joining again. For those of you that are still just hopping on, my name is Dion Johnson, the Womanologist, also an author and strategic lead to women in positions of power. I decided this morning as I was journaling to go live today because there's something really heavily on my heart. There's something that I really want to share with you. Before I go further, let me just say that I know that some of you watching, especially on Facebook, aren't women in senior leadership. You aren't even women. And I want to know that everyone's welcome tonight. I think that this message that I'm going to bring is probably applicable to all of us. And I just, I'm excited to see what you take from it, even if you're not a woman in senior leadership. Okay, so last week was a turnaround week for me. So for those of you that haven't seen my post yet, experience, I woke up in the middle of the night with a really intense jolt in my head, like an electric shock in my head. And for a long time afterwards, after that jolt, I realized that I felt like I was spinning out of control in the room that I was in my bedroom. It felt like I was flying all about the place uncontrollably, and I couldn't make it stop. I went to the hospital and I had a CT scan to rule out blood clots, tumors, or a stroke. And after that test, I was visited again by the doctors, who ran into me, manically ran into me, explaining that I needed to get right back to scanning because there was something showing up on my scan that they needed to check, and it didn't look good. So long story short, I was hurtled, literally wheeled through the hospital at the rate of knots to the CT scanning department, where I was consented to have an angiogram, moved over onto a bed, and then left alone in the radioactive room to have this CT scan, realizing that something, or at least suspecting, based on how everyone was behaving, that something was really wrong, that I'm in danger. I really thought this could be the end. This could really be it for me. I could really be dying right now in this moment. And it was just a big, fat, scary, intense deal. And what happened for me, that as I was going through that, was that I had to go inward, and I had to bring myself to this place. I found my breath. And I focused on the fact that I was alive right now. And I spoke to myself, and I decided that I wasn't going to be afraid. But instead, I pray. And so I went inside myself and I said, God, if this is my time to go, if this is my time to die, okay, so be it. But I'm not done. I don't feel ready to die. In that moment, I was thinking about you. I was thinking about all the people that I want to serve, all the work that I know that I'm born to do, the message that's inside of me, the way that it feels when I connect with people who need my help, the way that it feels when I'm able to serve and connect and impart and empower and repower these very special women that I get fortunate enough to call my private clients. I lay on that bed and I thought of these women. I'm not done. I don't want to die now. And it was such an intense thing. It was so intense. I had the scan and then moved back to the ward. And then within about 15 minutes, the same doctors who had run in before, ran in again saying, good news. No clot, no tumor, no stroke. They diagnosed that I had some inflammation, an inflammatory thing going on that I need to take care of. But it was nowhere near the kind of news. I wasn't going to die that day. I didn't die that day. And I'm living to tell the tale. I'm so grateful. So I'm sharing this story with you because everything has shifted since that incident last week. What I'm realizing is that this thing called life is limited, and we're not promised tomorrow. we're not promised tomorrow. I don't even think we're promised tonight, you know? I'm not trying to scare anyone, and I'm not trying to prophesy doom and gloom, but this is really what I've learned since last week. And I've been thinking about it, and I'm so compelled to share with you what I'm learning as a result of going through that last week. I'm realizing that there is simply no time to waste. I'm doing it. So I'm making this message today for you because it's the message that's in my belly to share, and I don't want to waste another moment to start sharing it much louder, much bigger. What I've realized since last week is that me too, I've been playing small, if the truth be told. I've been punching below my weight. I've been holding back. I've been dumbing down. I've been withholding, covering myself up when it comes to being fierce about challenging the women that I'm here to challenge, calling you out, calling you up into a whole new dimension of influence in your powerful positions. I've been holding back, but since last week I've decided that I'm not going to be holding back anymore. I don't want to hold back anymore because it's not okay. We're not promised tomorrow. The world is not going to be going on. Oh, our time here is not going to be going on unlimited and ad infinitum, that we need to really think about how we're using the time and what we're doing with it. Moment for us. It's a kairos moment. Now, that word kairos is a Greek word, and I've written it here in my notes, that the Greek word is meaning that it is the right time. It's a critical time. It's an opportune time. This is like a moment for us. It's our moment, especially for us as women. And it's really incumbent upon us to really seize was a year ago or 2 years ago. Everything is shifting so fast. And I am here to remind us tonight that we really need to be making hay while the sun shines. We really need to be seizing this moment, this opportunity that we have towards us. I remember a few years ago, a family friend, Uncle Deli, he died, and I went to his funeral, and every single speaker, that was when we could gather for funerals, but every single speaker spoke about how this man had a life well lived. And I remember thinking back then, what does it really mean to have a life well lived? And I realized back then that it was what I'm realizing now, that we need to be doing what it is that we're here to do. We need to be here to make the kind of difference that we're here to make. We need to be enjoying life and making our difference in the way that only we can, in the way that my Uncle Deli did, and you know, the way that we're all being called to right now. So the reason that I'm really adamant that this is a message for us is because I can see that the world is ripe and ready for humanity, and ripe and ready for the difference that you make. If you think about what COVID-19 has really come to share with us, whatever it is that you've gone through, some of us have gone through really challenging times. Some of us have lost loved ones. Some of us have, lost jobs, lost income. And for others of us, this time has been a really powerful time, maybe the best time in your life. Wherever you are with this whole pandemic, you have to admit, you have to be blind not to see that it's also come with some very powerful message about the state that our world is in. Like, the pandemic has really taught us about how unequal things are, how the marketplace is such an unlevel playing field, that there are communities and peoples that are doing less well than others, that the inequality gap is wider, racism is rife. We saw that with the George Floyd incident last year. We have all of these terrific, horrific, prevalent problems in our world. And it seems like these are unprecedented times. I know that we've heard this bandied around a lot. These are unprecedented times. And we're seeing unprecedented levels of all kinds of problems. And I think that's why we can't afford to be wasting any more time. Time is really, really and truly of the essence. So the question is, are you, as you're watching this, I'm speaking to you, think of it just me and you in the room. And I'm asking you particularly, are you living full out? Are you leading full out? Are you making the kind of difference that you are here in that position, wherever you're positioned in the marketplace or even in your home? Are you making the kind of difference that you are positioned to make, that you're skilled enough to make, that you're called to make, that you were born to make, that you're destined to make? Are you making that kind of difference? Are you playing full out? I'm not asking this question with any accusation or judgment even. It's a question that last week life asked me, and now I'm asking you to find the answer real personally. Dig deep inside of yourself. No one else can answer this for you. But I can tell you that what I know is, based on the conversations that I am privy to as a strategic ally to women in these positions of power, as I am as a woman relating to the people in my network, as I am afforded as a coach and a mentor to some brilliant women around the world now. What I can say for sure is that not all of us are living full out, leading full out, playing full out. Some of us are punching below our weight. Some of us are holding back on who we really are positioned to be and making the difference that we're positioned to be. Some of us are not speaking up. Some of us are distracted, so busy, and yet not really focused and on track with the call on our own lives, with the difference that we are uniquely called to make. Some of us are caught up in power struggles and keeping up with the Joneses and isms and schisms and all kinds of game playing and pushbacks and politics. And some of us are asleep. Some of us have fallen asleep. And to be honest, we stopped thinking, we stopped feeling, we stopped caring. Some of us have lost our way. Some of us are paralyzed by fear of what if it goes wrong, fear if it fails, fear if it doesn't work. Some of us are scared to let people see us for real, hear our voice, hear our opinions. Some of us are tolerating things that we shouldn't be tolerating anymore. Problems that we know we're called to be part of shifting, we've become complacent in. We've become tolerant and ignorant to some of the problems that are even in our realm, in our sphere of influence. We've stopped looking for what needs to be made better. And again, I'm sharing this with no judgment. I'm asking you to take a personal look. I'm asking you, just like life asked me last week, to just take a personal look and see, are you playing full out? Are you developing and maturing and evolving as the champion of change that you're positioned to be, positioned in life and positioned professionally to be? These are really powerful questions. I think now, at this time, when the world is like this, we really need to be asking and answering these questions. And the thing that I really want to bring home tonight in this short message is that the change that we want to see in our world really needs you taking your place, occupying your roles, and playing full out. Really needs you. And the change that we want to see in our world, the inequality that we want to go away, the hard change that we want to see, the impossible things that we need to happen, really needs new thinking. New thinking. It was Einstein that taught us that the problems, the thinking that created the problem is not the thinking that's going to solve that problem. So we as a global marketplace and a world need new thinking. And tonight I want to propose that that new thinking is going to come from within you. That new thinking is going to come from your unique perspective, your unique ideas, your unique insights. You. I believe that what the world really needs now are leaders that are unmasking and showing up and playing full out and making a decision to show up for real and see the change that they want to be the change that they want to see in the world, or the influences of that change. So, what about you? What I'm learning from my privileged position, I like to say woman to woman behind the mask, where I work with my clients, I see that women are distracted. Hands are full. We're managing home and work. We're spinning so many plates. We're really short on bandwidth to take anything else on, aren't we? We're disconnected. I see time and time again, conversation after conversation, that in the busyness of life, we can become so disconnected from our heart and our motivation for real change. We can become so disconnected from the activist within us, the one who is so disconnected from our own eyes. We can stop seeing the problems. We can stop seeing the challenges. We can be disconnected from our humanitarian hearts, the ones that say people matter, that this can't continue, this shouldn't be happening in life. And we can become, we are, in many cases, maybe not you, but some of us have become so disempowered. We've become so disconnected from our sense, our personal sense of capacity and power to do something about what it is that we see happening in our world. We have suffered huge assault on our own powerful identities. And many of us, though occupying positions of senior leadership, are feeling like the problems, even the mission statements of our organizations, are pie in the sky, not going to happen, not able to come to pass because they're impossible. We don't have what it takes. We're not powerful enough to see them come to pass. But I really do want tonight to beg to differ. I really do tonight want to challenge you to see that this doesn't have to be the case. I know bandwidth is low, and I know we feel like we can't take anything else on. So when we feel like that, things just stay the same. We're busy, we're in those positions of leadership and power, but things just stay the same because the voice that challenges isn't coming out of us. I believe that what the world needs now, more than ever before, is our voice, womanity's voice. I believe that what the world needs now more than ever before is our take on what the world needs to be like for us to grow old in it, and for us to hand over to our children and our children's children and our children's children's children. What world do we women see that we want to be leaving for the next generation? I saw really the missing link, that our voice and what we have to say and how we see the world, we can intuitively come to conclusions about what needs to happen. This is a woman thing and it's a human thing, but women have to teach the world now how to be able to receive new ideas about what to do to right wrongs and to put things right and to turn this world right side up. I saw an analogy by, I think it was somebody called Lynn Twist, who spoke about how we've been operating as a system, as a global system for the last hundreds of years. And she was explaining that we are like the world is like a bird, but this bird has been flying on one wing and just really flying on one wing. But this wing is the masculine wing. It is the masculine way. The masculine wing has been flying this bird, and the feminine wing has not been flying. The feminine wing has been quiet, silent, Stephen. The feminine wing has been clipped. The feminine wing has been, it is not operating right. And so we're all trying to get the bird of the marketplace, the bird of our world is flying really vigorously, and because it's one wing, we're going around in circles, and this wing is having to work harder and harder and harder. This wing is burning out, and now comes the time. Now is the time, says Lynn Twist, for this other wing to be extended and to start to pull us into alignment and start to help this bird to fly forward and in a straight line and higher. That we need the voice of humanity to really come out and sound loud and give her wisdom. This wisdom of the woman really is required right now at such a time as this, when the world is upside down. We really need this bird to fly forward, to advance and to ascend to new heights. I wonder if you can see what I'm saying with that analogy. I thought it was a really powerful one. It's time for you to open your mouth and let your power out. Let your considered ideas out. Let your influence attract the people. Humanity, in my opinion, needs to elegantly expand. What I mean by this is that we need to be able to grow in capacity to lead hard change without sabotaging our health, without sabotaging our energy, our enthusiasm, our self-esteem, our ethics. We need to learn how to expand rather than buckle under the weight or burn out or break down. We need to learn how to expand, to take on this extra work that we're being asked to take on. And I believe it's possible. I believe it's possible to grow and expand in ways that help us to show up in new heights and new levels of influence without it costing us our health. I really believe it's possible, and I want to show you how. I believe that women are being called to evolve. So we elegantly expand and evolve in our definition and our perception of what it means to be powerful. I believe that we need to evolve and rewrite our definition of what it looks like to be powerful. The world has such a different definition to the truest power that is humanity. And I think that we need to really get clear on what it looks like when we align and step into the kind of power that can shift hard things, the kind of power that can tear down the intolerable and give rise to a new way of doing things and being in our world. I believe that not only do we have to elegantly expand and elegantly evolve and redefine power, but we also need to express our yes. Express our yes. And what I mean by this is that we should be fully intentional and deliberate about investing in our own growth, about immersing in our own development and our own evolution individually and collectively, that we are being called to challenge ourselves to be more influential in healthier ways that don't burn us out and break us down. And I want to say tonight that I'm realizing it is possible. It's possible for us. This is what I'm called to facilitate. This is what I'm called to teach. This is what I'm called to help us do. This is what I'm called to guide us as women in positions of power to accomplish and achieve. And I realized last week that I better be about this, because the time is now for us. The time is now for us to really be occupying our positions of power with clarity and with ease and with grace and with power. So that's what I wanted to say to you tonight. That's what I've come here to say. I've decided that I'm really going to go narrower. I only want to work with people who resonate with this message and really hear it in their bellies. If you're hearing this message in your belly, that's a sign that we go together. That's a sign that we've got work to do and we can do this thing together. There's this old African proverb, isn't there, that you can, that if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, let's go together. And that's what I really, last week has really woken me up to a fire to help us go far together. So if this is resonating with you at all, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to be repeating this message, the same message, every Monday throughout the rest of February and throughout March. Every Monday, 8 o'clock, same time, same place. If you know of people that need to hear this message, then I want you to invite them, maybe have a watch party, invite them to come and tune in. This is not going to be a masterclass. This is not teaching you tips and tricks. This is literally me sharing this call to all of us to step up higher, to step in fully, expressing ourselves as the leaders that we have the potential to be right now and that we are to become. You to join my mailing list and watch out for the alerts, watch out for the updates, and watch out for the calls to action that I'll be posting regularly and sending monthly to you, direct to your inbox. I'm wondering if I can just post the link to that. Yeah, I'm posting that on YouTube, the link to join my mailing list, and I will post it when I'm done with this on Facebook too. Let me just check to see whether or not there are any messages. Oh, look, people are watching. Okay, I hear this in my belly. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. Hi, Neil. Thanks for watching. Hi, Patricia. Thank you for joining us. Hi, B. How we have the story of life well lived is by making the most of our here and now. It's time to play full out. Yep. Hi, Esther. Thank you for joining. Let me see if there's anything else. Can't see any other messages there. Let me see if there's anything here. Sean. Oh, yes, I'm okay, Sean. Thank you very much. Nice to see you and hear you. Glad that you are. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Avon Rep Shaz Butterfly Beauty. What a great name. I'm having problems. I can tell that there are more messages that I can't see, but I'm having problems accessing them right now. I will check them after this broadcast. We've been on for 40 minutes. I can't believe it already. I feel compelled that I'm fired up. I think this is our time. Thank you, Esther. I see that you hear the call. You're an incredible woman, and you're an incredible man, Neil. Any other men that are watching, and our time is now. Like, we've got this real opportunity to shift the needle on some of our most prolific challenges in our world, and the time is now. But I think that we have to prepare. I don't think it's going to happen on autopilot. I think that we're going to have to decide, express our yes. We're going to have to, put a stake in the ground and say, new beginning now. I'm serious about this. I want to go through the process so that I can handle what it is that's getting in the way of me releasing my voice, releasing my ideas and insights, releasing my power to make the difference in my realm, in my sphere of influence. And I can't tell you how committed I am to serving you in this mission. So if you are, I saw a post this morning that said, if you want to know who your tribe are, speak your truth and see who shows up, see who hangs out, see who stays, see who gravitates towards you. And so that's the purpose of this. And I'll be releasing my sound. This is my truest and strongest conviction. I hope you can hear that I am not playing with this. I believe that we will see miracle influence if we express our yes, and if we decide that we're going to elegantly evolve as influential, repowered champions of change that really matters. So if this is ringing true for you, please go ahead and click the link that I'll put in the chat on Facebook, and that's in the chat on LinkedIn, on YouTube right now. And that's it. If you have any questions, because the comments are not coming through, I know that there are more comments because I can kind of see that there are, but it's not coming through. So I'll check afterwards and I'll answer all your questions. You can drop me an email if you have anything that you want to ask or say directly to connect@dionjohnson.com or connect@thewomanologist.com. Both those emails come directly to me. Or leave notes in the chat and I'll check them afterwards. And sign up to my mailing list. If this is lighting a fire in your belly, then sign up to my mailing list. That's an indication that we go together. So I'm really looking forward to seeing who hangs out after this. All right, that's all I really wanted to say. Thank you for hanging out all the way through 40 minutes. Like I said, I don't take it lightly that you're giving me your time this evening. I take it as a clue. The fact that you've hung out for this long, I take it as a clue that there's something in this for you, and maybe we go together. See you later. Bye.